Good afternoon, guys, and happy Father's Day to all of you dads out there. Today we are doing just a little teensy harvest, and I apologize for the sunglasses. I've had this pain behind my eyes all morning, like I've been straining my eyes, but I haven't done anything. But I did read several books this week. I've just been in a reading frenzy, and I'm wondering if that's just wearing on my eyesight. Probably. So I'm gonna wear the sunglasses outside today because it seems to make my eyes feel a little bit better. And we are going to harvest some peppers, some tomatoes, and I'm gonna check on a couple potatoes and see how they're coming along because we are having a Dad's Day lunch here. So we are right in the beginning of the harvest time when you just have a few things that you can pick. These pepper plants are going to get way larger than they currently are. And as of right now, there's not a whole lot that's ripe. This guy's almost ripe. But we're right in that little window before the full harvest swing comes about, where you're just picking a couple peppers a day or a couple squash a week. It's not enough to do any preserving with, but it's definitely enough for daily eating. So what I am picking today is jalapenos, because we're gonna do stuffed bacon wrapped jalapenos, and we're doing burgers and hot dogs for the kids. And I'm gonna pull up some potatoes because Chase does this awesome thing called, I guess it's like smashed potatoes. I'm not sure. You take just like little tiny baby potatoes or new potatoes, and you boil them to make them soft. Then you smash them with the fork. You don't want them to come apart, but you just smash them flat. And then he puts them on the smoker and they come out crispy and delicious, and it's kind of like eating fries, but it's a whole potato. They're amazing. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna pick up a couple tomatoes that I have ready for just, fresh tomato eating, and then the jalapenos, of course. And I wanna check on these Corolla potatoes because these plants are not dead yet, and I'm just wondering when they're gonna be ready. It's hundreds all week this week, and they should be done by now. I wanna harvest the potatoes so that I could put something else in the ground. So I know I've got some jalapenos over here. Specifically, these are jalafuegos. I didn't grow any actual true jalapenos. These are a hotter version, but I don't know if any of them are big enough. Just about. I'm gonna go through my healthier plants first and find the biggest jalapenos, and then if I don't have enough for 12, then I'll grab some of the smaller ones. So the kids don't like hot things nearly as much as we do, me and Chase. And these jalafuegos are going to be much hotter than the normal jalapeno you'd find in the store. They're also a little bit smaller. They're not as great for stuffing, but we'll see how it works. I've pulled a couple already and just put them in our morning eggs and things, but we have not stuffed them yet. So this might be a very feisty lunch. You know what we should do too is harvest some green chilies and stuff some green chilies, because those are a lot bigger than these jalafuegos are. But these plants are extremely prolific, and they were the first ones I got to harvest. I just have 2 plants here in this bed. Let me get this guy. There's at least 7 jalapenos on here. As I explained in my previous gardening, my garden tour, about how I deadhead the flowers, you also want to pick your fruiting plants regularly, because like every other plant, its goal is to reproduce and go to seed. And if you let a bunch of these fruits fully ripen and mature and basically fall off the plant like they would normally, then this whole plant is going to think that it's done producing. And I want this guy to keep going until winter. So we've got a few jalapenos here, and I think we're going to go over here to the green chilies. I saw some mammoth ones earlier. Oh, look at this guy. And we will stuff some of these as well. Alright, that looks good. I have a couple green chilies inside that I've already picked, so if we have enough bacon for more than that, I will use the ones inside. But let's head to the potatoes. Ooh, quick break. I just took one look at the in-ground garden and decided it needed some water. This is what 100-degree weather does to everything. Look at how sad these squashes look. Oh my goodness. It almost looks dead. Now you really do not want to pull up potatoes in wet soil. I'm only gonna pull up 1 or 2 plants, so I'm not that worried about it, but this garden needs water. I do water every day, and the way those squashes look, that's how they look every day, and they are fine. They end up recovering. Ugh. It's just so hot. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is one of the potatoes we're gonna pull up right here. It wasn't a very good looking plant, so I'm not sure there's gonna be much under here, but let's check and see. Oh my goodness, this is a red Norland. Look at that. Ah, there's ants. There would be. They're not the nice ones either. Ah. Should have gotten gloves. Those ants are another reason I wanted to get in here and start digging up potatoes sooner rather than later, because I started to see them coming in pretty hot. We get them every year. They're not fire ants necessarily, but they are the black ants, which do bite. Not the little baby sugar ants. Those guys don't bother anyone, but the black ants do bite. And they've never ruined my potato crop before, but they can take little bites out of your potatoes. They like the sugars inside of them, and I want my potatoes. I don't want the ants to have my potatoes. So I went and got a glove, and we're gonna pull up another plant, which should be a Corolla from its location. So let's see if we have a white potato. Yay, Corolla. Yeah, these guys are still pretty small. These are a larger type potato, and these are pretty small. I just had a pretty bad potato year. And here's a green one that was close to the top. So this is no good. These are all pretty tiny. This one's green too. There's a better sized one. But the rest of these are pretty small. It probably just didn't get a good amount of nutrients and water. Not a very good harvest at all. But we will leave these little guys in. And see, this one's already sprouting. So hopefully we'll have some fall potatoes. Oh, and a worm. Little guy. Is that it? That's all I'm gonna get today. Nope, one more. There it is. I try and stay on top of this Bermuda grass. It's just so dang difficult. This one little tiny dark red Norland. So here's a little potato harvest. These aren't too big. These are actually kind of small, which is disappointing but expected because I had such a terrible year for potatoes. Luckily, those small ones are exactly what you need for the smashed potatoes, because you just want like each potato to be a bite in itself, like a potato, like a fry, but a whole potato. So I think that's it. And there's my little harvest. So these large ones, like this large Norland and this bigger-ish Corolla potato, I will actually let these cure inside where I'm curing my other large potatoes. And I have a few small ones inside, and I'll use these small ones today for the smashed potatoes. I mean, I'll try and preserve what I can. The large ones I want to save for long-term storage. But that's it. I pulled up, I think, 4 plants. That's a pretty small haul. And clearly these Corollas are not big enough. So I'm wondering, I know there are healthier plants in here. Like these plants look a lot better than the ones out there did, which is why I specifically picked the poor looking ones first. But I'm thinking I should just keep letting them go as long as they can. It does me no harm, but I should probably come back and put some more straw over these to mound them up, because there were quite a few potatoes that were near the top, and so they were green, and at that point they're really high in a chemical called solanine, which is toxic. It's not going to kill you or anything, but it can make you sick. And that's not totally a wash. The green ones, or the sprouting ones, I just put back in the ground, and hopefully we'll get some fall sprouting potatoes, which would be nice. But I don't want to ruin the rest of my crop if these aren't covered properly. And last but not least, let's pick some of these cherry tomatoes that I've got that are ready. These are Berry's Crazy Cherry. It's a yellow tomato variety. And they are delicious. Oh, that one wasn't quite ready, but it came off easily. I know I've got some chocolate pears that are ready over here. Yeah, that one. And this one. Oh man, that one came off. It wasn't ready yet. This one. That one. That one. Here we go. Not a bad little haul for a Father's Day lunch. Now sometimes it can be frustrating to come out here and only get, you know, a small little harvest, something to eat for one day. But then you have to remind yourself of how busy you're gonna be when food starts coming in earnest, and then you're stuck inside all day doing your best to preserve as much as possible, working your butt off. So I'm happy for little harvests like this while they last, because they give me a break. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I wish all of you fathers out there a happy Father's Day. Go hang out with your family. Catch you on the next one.